Hello dear viewer, today we are going to be ranking Sasukes' abilities by how useful they would be in real life. You have to imagine a situation where you have to choose just one of these abilities to be your main ability, and you have to actually use them in your day-to-day routines, in your day-to-day life. Therefore, it can't be just the most powerful one of these, right? Maybe you are asking yourself, all right, I'll just choose something that is going to be flashy and big and let me do all this extraordinary, almost godlike stuff. But really, are you sure about it? Have you actually thought this through? Today we are going to do exactly that. We're going to actually think through the use cases of these abilities in real life so that it will improve it substantially. So let's first start with rankings. It starts from S to D, and S are the older abilities that will actually help you reach the dreams, help you reach the goals of your life. It will facilitate your life. It will improve it in a way that feels almost like cheating. Actually, it is cheating. It is going to be cheating, right? You will feel like a hacker that put himself into this creative mode. All right, next one. A tier are the abilities that are very, very valuable. They will be of great usefulness. They are going to boost your life. They are going to make things easier for you, but they are not generally applicable. So it is a little bit inferior to S tier. Next, B tier are all the abilities that are just why not? You know, why not to have those abilities when you can? However, they're not really going to bring you a lot of value. They're very situational, meaning that you can use them at some different areas of your life, at some very specific situations. However, realistically, they are not really going to push you up your ass into the heights that the world offers to you. Next one is C tier. These are all the abilities that just you don't really need them. You know, useless stuff. Just forget about them. They're not bad probably to have. It's probably not that good to have as well, but just don't have them, right? It's not going to improve it, nor is it going to harm you. Just I don't think you should have them. Next one are the abilities which are the D tier abilities. These abilities are going to actively harm you, meaning that if you have these abilities, what are you doing with your life? You clearly haven't made good choices. Do better. I also grouped some of the abilities together. So for example, here we have Chidori, and by Chidori I mean all the lightning release abilities that he has, such as Chidori projectile, Chidori spear, and the bodily Chidori that he meets from his body, all of that. Then we have fire abilities, so fire release abilities. This one has again all the fire from the mouth, right? Any fire that came from your mouth, that's it. That picture represents that all. Then, of course, the Rinnegan Eyes comes with its set of abilities that we are going to be ranking together. Then here you will see that I have Mangekyo Sharingan and Sharingan separately, while one is the evolution of the other. I will consider them separately because I think it is a little bit interesting how one is actually so much better in real life than the other. Here, Sharingan has all the base Sharingan abilities, while Mangekyo Sharingan has all the Mangekyo Sharingan abilities that are exclusive to Sasuke and to Mangekyo Sharingan, but we don't include the base Sharingan abilities. So here we have summoning technique, which is summoning birds and snakes, of course. So let's jump into the rankings. First we have, what is that? Right, we have a lock. Oh, I see. This is a substitution technique. He uses it sparingly, usually. I think he does use it, so I've seen him use it, therefore it's here. And this is going to be B tier, because again, it's very situational. You can use it only if somebody for some reason decided to ambush you or to attack you out of nowhere. But if that happened to you, well, again, man, what are you doing with your life? What kind of decisions put you into that situation? You should be much more careful than that. And this ability can help you at that very specific situation, but it's definitely not going to help you anywhere else. Therefore, I would say that it is B tier. It's definitely not higher and not lower. It's just good to have, but it's not exceptional, or it's not going to improve other areas of your life. If you have any other ideas on how you can misuse it, right? Not, let's say, misuse it, but how you can use it in such a way that basically makes this ability an OP ability, write that down in the comments. I will have a lot of fun reading them. But in my opinion, it's not really that good. And we'll see other abilities that are much better than this one. So the next one is actually Curse Technique. So we see that after Sasuke gets beaten by Orochimaru, he has this Curse Technique for a while, which essentially boosts his chakra, his power. But on the other hand, there are some psychological costs to it. So in my opinion, this is going to be D tier. I don't think you should have it. If you use it too much, of course you can get very strong. However, you will also probably lose control of yourself, if I understand it correctly. But even more than that, you will start looking like a monster, and that will definitely be very sus, and general public will take notice of that. If someone sees you looking like a monster, well, maybe the other day FBI is going to knock on your door, right? Not the FBI, actually. I think the Men in Black will come and knock into your door and ask, what kind of species are you? And they do exist. Men in Black exist. Did you know that? Next we have Chidori and all the lightning release abilities. This is going to be an instant A tier, because just think what it does, right? You infuse electricity into your hand or the extension of your body, which can be a sword, or maybe in your case it might be a scalpel, right? If you're a medical professional and you need to make an operation where you have to make these fine cuts, right? This is the ability for you. This is a very good ability if you have to make very, very precise cuts, the ones that split between the atoms, not rough, right? So if you work as a butcher, maybe that is good for you as well. Or your profession is a chef, right? You are a chef. This is also good. You say it's situational, but that's not the only use case you can use it for. It also acts as a shocker. So if you get attacked, well, you have this cool thing in your hand, boom, that person is paralyzed. Another way that we can use it is if you are able to have a fine control, to have such a micro control over the electricity, and you actually can control the voltage, the amperage. I don't know. I don't really know how this thing works. I never seen him use it to charge the devices in Boruto, for example, right? But assuming that it is just electricity, in the world of technology, it can't be bad. At the very least, you can be a walking battery. That by itself is pretty OP, right? You will never have to pay for the electricity. That's a win in my book. All right, next we have all the fire releases. And honestly, this is going to be B tier again. And the reason why, because it is very situational. You can use it in two different ways. If you are, for some reason, in the war zone and you have to defend yourself, or you have to kill a big amount of people, right? You have to boom, and the tank goes off. Maybe that's good. Self-protection in the war zone, I get it. However, in day-to-day life, for most of us, for me, you, I don't think you are really going to be using it. Maybe if you have to make a bonfire, but again, it's just too big, right? The fire is just too much. So it's B tier, it's very situational. I would want to have them, it looks cool, it looks flashy. You definitely can cook something up with it, but it's not really going to influence your life that much, I believe. Next, wow, Rinnegan abilities. Now this is actually very controversial, because you will say, alright man, you have to put it into the S tier. This thing lets you be a god, man. You become a semi-god at the very least. You are able to bring people back from the afterlife, you are able to separate the soul from the body, and you are able to do so much more with it. However, with great power comes great responsibility. And you know that, because that's what Peter Parker's uncle said to not only Peter Parker, but to all the generation of Gen Zers and the late millennials, or maybe even early millennials. millennials. And therefore, I'm not sure that me, you, the normal human beings are able to bear such responsibility. There's just too much power in the one single eye. In my opinion, you definitely should be very careful. There are a lot of ethical and moral questions that you have to be prepared to answer and to bear the consequences. Of course, it has some base abilities that are generally good, right? You can perceive chakra. I guess in our world it wouldn't be chakra because we don't have chakra. We have, I don't know, life energy. I'm not sure what do we have, but there are some good base abilities. You have a better perception. That by itself is pretty cool. Also, there are some abilities that let you travel faster, right? You have the Amanata Jikara, when you swap, right? There's a todos, this, what do you call this? Booga Booga. Oh, I don't remember, man. So the traveling thing, you can travel much faster, and you can also explore some other dimensions if there are some other dimensions. You can manipulate gravity, meaning that if you see a remote control over there and you need it, but you don't want to get up from your chair, you just boom, and it comes right into your hand. So it definitely has to be A tier. It would be S tier if it wasn't that controversial. Therefore, it's A tier. That's the best I can do. Now, Sharingan, on the other hand, is an instant S tier because all the abilities that Sharingan has is very, very low key. You can hide it pretty well. You just put on contact lenses on top of the Sharingan, right? Now you can see the Sharingan. And also the abilities that Sharingan has, people are not going to be noticing them. However, they will help you to go up the status ladder, the power ladder. It will definitely help you become rich, influential, famous, and all of that. Just think how you can use it, right? So if we are talking about the passive abilities, which is an improved vision, okay, that's not just an improved vision. Actually, this is enhanced vision, right? Enhanced reaction time. You're able to separate the movements into the milliseconds, right? If one person can see, I don't know, can notice only, let's say, 5 frames a second, maybe it's 24, I don't actually know, but you will be able to differentiate those little movements, the subtlety of the movement, right? Maybe it's just facial, subtle, micro twitches. Switches? English is not my first language, so you have to excuse me on that. But it just means that any attack that is coming at you, you will be able to dodge them because they're all slow, They move all in slow-mo. Definitely good for you. Another thing, and this thing is actually the most OPest thing, is copying. Not coping, copying, right? You are able to copy a skill in seconds just by looking, just by seeing. Isn't that quite insane? So, for example, you decide that you want to get better at football, the European football, where you actually play with your legs. So, you just look the compilation of Messi's best moments. And the next day, if you have the physicality to do so, you are able to play just as well as him. And that's actually insane. Then you go ahead and you watch Michael Jordan or LeBron James, depending on who you like more. And you are able to play like that person, of course, again, if you have the physicality to do so. You're able to master basically any skill that requires motor functions. You can acquire it in minutes. Alright, another ability that the Sharingan provides is Genjutsu. And Genjutsu is so subtle actually, right? Did you know that you can influence someone's thoughts and they will think that those decisions that they are making in their head are their own. They won't know that they're being influenced by your Genjutsu. That level of Genjutsu is going to communicate with people, to manipulate people. If you want a job, a high-paying job, well, you know what to do. Next we have Mangekyo Sharingan. And honestly, this is also going to be, man, it is painful for me to do, but I think it is B tier. Because the way you use it, right? You become a war machine. Susanoo, why would you want to use it except if you're not going to destroy a village? Or Amaterasu, what are you going to do with it? Assassinate someone? Luigi Mangione someone? I would get it. But also the problem is that it puts a lot of strain into your eyesight. And personally, I love my eyesight. As someone who wears glasses, I definitely enjoy having a better vision, and I don't want to destroy my eyesight. Also, some other technique that actually pull these eyes a bit up, right, is Izanami and Izanagi. Those two, okay, we can talk now, right? Izanami, one of them lets you basically dodge death, right? You can essentially sacrifice your eyesight to not die. That's pretty awesome. And the other ability helps the person of interest to accept the truth, right? You put them into this cycling genjutsu of events where the only way to break the cycle is to accept the truth. This is pretty powerful if you can perform it on the right person, and if you have to, I don't know. But it is B tier because again, it is unhealthy for your eyes. And the last one is summoning technique, and I have to add a caveat that we are not going to be summoning huge birds and huge snakes. We are going to be summoning only those ones who are available in our worlds, but still, I believe that they should be loyal to us because all the summoned animals showed some level of loyalty. Therefore, this is going to be A tier as well. Think about it. Essentially, you have loyal pets, and no one also going to question if that thing is extraordinary, if that thing involves magic, because all you have is trained, well-trained, and loyal pets. And you can do many things with it. You can use hawks for surveillance, right? You can use them to, I don't know, find people that are missing in the forest, for example. The snakes can be used to deter the bad guys. You just show the snake and they're just, oh my god, I don't want to deal with a snake. Or for pest control. Alright, and this is it. We've ranked everything. If you have any other thoughts, maybe you don't agree with me, please write that down in the comments. Also, if you like this video, please put a thumbs up, subscribe, and once I am like ultra rich, powerful, or whatever, I'll remember you, man. So actually, you know what? If you are going to be one of my first 100 subscribers, I will write your name down. And when I reach 1 million subscribers, I will read that name and just tell you a big thank you. Maybe I will even organize something bigger than that. So you definitely have to subscribe right now. And if you enjoyed this video, there are other videos that are similar to this. If you know how I can improve my content, make it more engaging, again, write it down in the comments. See ya.